When I say Gene Pitney has been singing up a storm, this is proof positive.
Yeah, I want to love my life away. I want to love my life away. I want to love my life away with you. And when it comes to thinking of the thought of losing all your love, I never worry how my heart would ache. Oh no, darling. With every little breath I take.
How can we keep love alive? How can anything survive when these little minds tear you in two? What a town without pity can do.
'Cause the point of a gun was the only law that liberty understood. When it came to shooting straight and fast, he was mighty good. Many a man would face his gun, and many a man would fall. The man who shot Liberty Valance, he shot Liberty Valance. He was the bravest of them all. Only love can break the heart. Only love can mend it again. Out there in our heartache, my loving you, darling. Can't you forget that other love you knew? 'Cause that brownstone house where my baby lives is Mecca to me. For true love never runs smooth, but I don't care, 'cause true love is worth all the pain, the heartaches and tears that we may share. I was only 24 hours from Tulsa, only one day away from your arms. I saw a welcoming light and stopped to rest for the night. It hurts to be in love when the only one you love turns out to be someone who's not in love with you. Last exit to Brooklyn, last chance to turn around. But in the eyes of my woman, I stand like a hero, a giant, a man who's as tall as can be. Any fool can see that she's looking through the eyes of love, looking through the eyes of love. Yes, I'm born to be strong, and then you run along and take it like a man. When you say it's the end, I'll just hand you a line. I'll smile and say, don't you worry, I'm fine. And you never know, darling, after you kiss me goodbye, how I'll break down and
And I'm as pleased as Punch because he's here in the studio with me, Gene Pitney. Good afternoon,
Hi,
Gene.
Brian. I just fell on the floor after that.
Yes,
Thank you.
That was a big note that you hit
Great
there.
compilation. Thank you.
Yeah, Adrian
thank
did
you.
a lovely job, didn't he?
Yeah, very nice.
Boy, when we listen to your songs, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. How many have you recorded?
I don't even know. I have no idea. I don't know how many songs I've recorded.
But it was a wonderful time. And how many times have you been back to see us in Australia?
I think about 10. People have been asking me today. I think I've been at least 10 times since the early 60s.
Right. And when you came in the early 60s, I suppose you did the normal round of bandstand and all those things, didn't you?
I did all that, and I was doing an interview this afternoon, and nobody had any idea what I was talking about. I said the first place I played was the stadium.
Oh, I know. You can tell.
Yeah,
See, Dad,
I knew I could tell
never
you,
mix
Brian.
it with these kids. I remember the
I know.
stadium.
With the revolving stage.
Revolting stage, wasn't it terrible?
It's one of my favorite stories. I got on that thing. It was about 6 foot high, the stage.
Yeah.
And I came down one of the aisles that were in a circle.
Yes.
Got up on there, did the show, and these girls, I never thought they could do it, but they vaulted the whole stage, and it became bedlam up on the stage. So I had to pick and choose, and I thought I hit the right one to get out. I dove off the stage, ran up to the end, and it was chained. The whole door, the doors were all padlocked and chained together.
You were lucky to escape with your life.
I had a lot of help after that.
Yeah, I bet you did. But what a lovely career you've had. I mean, the songs that you wrote for other people too must be a thrill for you.
It's great, and it's amazing how successful those songs are still today. The Hello Mary Lou's and He's a Rebel and Rubber Balls and things
Vicky
like
Carr's
that.
Yeah, that was wonderful. The inspiration for the songs, where did it come from? I mean, you were so prolific.
I don't know. I'm not a writer that I wish I was, like on trains and boats and planes. Bring up a good,
yeah.
If looking out the window, I think that's the easier way to do it. I can't do that. I'm always thinking about like where I'm going and destination and everything. So I have to kind of lock myself in a room and say, all right, now I'm going to write.
Yep.
And a lot of times I would just try words, even an encyclopedia or something like that, just scanning words until I hit a word and then had a formulated idea that would go with the word, and went from there.
See, two of those songs, Liberty Valance, featured in movies, Town Without Pity. The movies must have loved the idea too.
Well, Town Without Pity was not a successful movie until the song was successful. It took a long time for that to be successful,
Right.
to get in the charts. And then when it finally did get in the charts and was top 10, the song, they re-released the movie, and then the movie went into the black. So as a result, we ended up with inundated with songs after that from movies. And The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, when they submitted it, I mean, it was John Ford directing. It was John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart, Lee Marvin, Bacharach and David music. I mean, what a combination.
Yeah, of course.
So I did it.
Yeah, but of course
Right.
you did. How do you feel? Look, I've often wanted to ask this, but I never did because I thought they'll think I'm a nerd. But when you've written a song and you've recorded a song and you hear it on the radio for the first time, how do you feel?
Wonderful.
Oh.
That probably to me is the biggest kick of anything that I do. There's 3 different areas. Picking songs that you're going to record yourself and having it be successful. Doing live performances on stage when it's really working, going back and forth with the audience. And the other one is that when you write a song, and especially to hear it, somebody do it a different way than you had it in your mind to begin with when you wrote it. I remember when I had a song out, I was in Philadelphia doing promotion. I was in the car with the promotion man going to a record hop or whatever. And on the radio came Hello Mary Lou by Rick Nelson. And I didn't even know he was recording it.
Right.
So what a kick to hear your song. That I sat with my guitar in my 35 Ford coupe with a rumble seat.
Oh, great.
At Walker's Reservoir, and I had this thing in my head, Hello Mary Lou, Goodbye Heart, and I knew somehow if I could write the rest of the song that was going to make a hit, So to all of a sudden then be in Philadelphia, driving down the street and hearing it come on like that,
Sure.
That's great feeling.
Rick Nelson fascinated me. There was the man with the most immobile face I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But what was it? I mean, other guys and girls would get out and sing up a storm and they'd all be teeth and smiling and eyes, and he never ever did, but he was a success.
Yeah, but I know that my wife loved him, so he turned women on something. That was something about it.
Perhaps we missed the boat.
I have a
should
feeling.
have had that hang-dong look, and we may have been but you
That's
got
it.
your wife and he didn't. So
Yeah, that's right.
That's one plus. When you look at the songs that you've done, is it like a father that you love them all equally, or do you choose one and say, well, this is my very favourite song?
I'm sure everybody has a favorite. I'm sure that there's something about crafting it when certain parts fall together. He's a Rebel, for case in point. I was doing a promotion show with a guy named Jordan, a group, Jordan and the Fascinations. Jordan told me he'd written a song with something rebel in the title. And I thought, what a great word to write a song about.
Yeah.
But seeing it was his and having some ethics, I waited about 3 years and nothing happened with his song. So then I started to write the first He's a Rebel. And my moment of truth used to be when I finished the song, I would play piano and sing the song into a tape recorder, then play that tape recorder and sing harmony to it and play guitar into another tape recorder. and then I would play the song back to myself. And the first version of it was absolutely garbage. And I crunched up the paper and threw it away and started all over again, back to that drawing board. Third time, it just flowed. In the beginning, it took, it was like pulling teeth because it was going the wrong way.
Yeah.
But once you get on a groove, once it really starts to happen, it's a big kick. So I would say that that's one of my favorites.
Great. Gene, you're a friend of the Rolling Stones.
Yes,
Their music is amazing,
they are as well.
aren't they?
I just watched the new concerts with Mick, and I mean, it's incredible what he can do.
What is it, I wonder? It's the thrill, I suppose, of that live audience, as you just said, that brings it out in you, do you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's nothing like it. It's very hard to explain to somebody if you haven't been up there and you know what that feeling is when it's going back and forth. Also, to know what that feeling is when it's not working. When it's not-
Well,
when
you
it's
wouldn't
not
know that.
happening.
He's never had that experience, but you've heard it
Not
from
too
other
often,
people.
thank
No.
God. But
Well-
the Stones have really been phenomenal.
Well, speaking of phenomenal and concerts, I just had the 2 CD pack of Barbra Streisand's concert in New York. I'd love to see the video of that because the way she was received and I could tell, I had a feeling anyway, I thought I could tell that because that audience was doing what you said, I mean, they
Right.
made her do better than she perhaps could have done otherwise.
Oh, it will. The audience can bring you up several notches from where you are. If it's working right and that audience is with you, they can bring a performance out of you that would never, ever have happened.
What about Australian audiences? Are we demonstrative? Do we show off when we think you're great?
Oh, I think so. And again, I was just asked that question a little while ago since I've been here this afternoon. And the guy was saying that, we're known to be very super critical. I never found that.
Oh, I don't think that. No, I don't agree with that.
I said to him, put me in the wrong venue, put me back in the Horden where I don't belong, and it might happen.
Horden Pavilion.
Yeah, right.
I saw a ballet there once.
Is
Can
that
I
right?
tell you, yes. So Robert Helpman and Dame Margot Fontaine, and they were leaping and pirouetting, and someone said, wasn't he great when I said, I didn't see him. Those big posts were in the way,
And the dust must have been coming up as well when they hit the ground.
I tell you, yeah. I mean, really.
Ooh, that's a mismatch if I ever heard one.
Sure enough. But we're getting better at this. I mean, when you go to the Twin Town Services Club, you don't have that.
Oh, that's a beautiful place
Isn't
to
it a
play.
great room?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Fantastic. You'll be there on the 28th. Did they tell you that?
Well,
I'm
something
telling
like that,
you.
yeah.
I'm getting him organised because he's got a bit of jet lag, but apart from that...
No, I know it's the 28th and the 29th, right?
Yeah, and the Newcastle Workers' Club will be fabulous on the 4th of November. Then, for us folks, the Rooty Hill RSL Club. Great room.
Oh, yeah, I've been there before.
I know.
Beautiful place.
Yeah, it certainly is good. But then you go away from us, but folks may pick this up. The Hotel Adelaide on November the 6th, then the 8th in Geraldton. Western Australia.
Did you leave me out of Newcastle somewhere?
I was going to put Newcastle in last.
Oh, okay.
You're right. The first shall be last. Never take
You're
your
ahead
calls
of
to
me, all
Newcastle.
right.
But I'll do it now. November the 4th at Newcastle Workers' Club. Which
Oh,
is,
see, I was gonna be
that's
there. I
a
knew it.
fabulous club.
It
Because
is.
they've rebuilt it and all
Yeah,
that
I know,
sort of stuff.
with the fire and everything,
Yeah,
yeah.
sadness. And then you're going over to my uncle's town, Bunbury, in Western Australia. Good old Uncle Bun. I just call it Bunbury, but they don't know. And at Burswood Resort Casino. Hey, man, what a lovely venue for you.
That's the place. It's a gorgeous place to play.
Gene, keep coming back to see us.
All right, Brian.
Keep doing the music, because really, for folks like me who can remember the stadium...
We're doing, I got to tell you, that I'm in the middle, it's been 2 years now doing it, but a new CD. My son runs my studio that I have built in my house at home.
Great.
And we're on song number 11, so you're going to hear it sooner than you think.
Oh, I'm really pleased about that. I think that'll be fabulous. And we've come a long way since the times of the old Sydney Stadium, haven't we?
Well, even in the recording, I mean, when I started, it was 4-track, was state of the art.
Now.
We have a 32 channel with an 8-track ADAT Fostex we just put in as well, and it's unbelievable what I can do above my garage in my house.
There's hope for
Instead
me
of going
yet,
to New
then.
York. Oh, yes, definitely.
I may get all of that, folks. You never know. And I release a medley of my hit.
With you, we put on a thing called a maximizer.
Oh, really?
That makes you sound wonderful when it's over, when you actually do.
That's what I need. And in television, they said they've got a new lens for me. It's called concrete.
Well, between the two of those, you got it
I got it,
covered.
mate. Gene, thanks for coming by.
My pleasure, Brian. Thank
And
you.
he's just as nice as we always knew he was. And all those great songs. So don't miss him at Rooty Hill RSL Club on the 5th of November. And for your wonderful mob up in Sooty City in beautiful Newcastle, November the 4th, the 1st, there'll be 4th, November the 4th, the Newcastle Workers' Club. 13 13 32, my telephone number on TUE. Would I love to hear from you? You can say that again.